It's like,
Why is it like this? Haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of haters should be loved, we invited. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous.
oh, your stealth.
Sorry, we're back. We're back.
Oh,
My apologies. How is everyone doing?
let us know in the chat if you knew what we were referencing at the start of that.
Lindsay would love to know.
I'm sure it's pretty iconic for this time of year, isn't it?
I think so. It's one of my favourite Christmas films.
I wouldn't have known, but that's just me.
With peace and love, I don't think this is the best thing to be using with this, so
Just one sec then. I need to need to get a bit of video for the final few videos for December. God, that looks so weird. Who likes the mask and who thinks the creeper?
do you know what? That's a great poll to start with. I'm going to put it up now, and then I will literally leave it up until the end. Start a poll.
Who thinks we're cute? Does that mean I can take this off now then?
Sure can.
We're going to do the grand reveal. Guess who the elves were all along? Da-da-da-da-da. It was me. I'm the elf.
What would you do if I'm not Steph Underhill?
Do you know what? My mind's been so blown this week that I would totally believe that. I'd just be like, do you know what? I'm sure there's a magical explanation for this.
It's like Scooby Doo, isn't it? It's the police officer.
Yeah, like... Ta-da! And the culprit is
Wednesday Addams, apparently.
I never watched her. Oh, you're not feeling the best, though, are you, mate?
I'm in pain. I'm in pain, but that's a terrible way to start. How's everyone else doing? How's everyone else doing? Just take it off of me.
I know.
How are you doing? I love your hair.
Thanks. I just got fed up with it just being normal. I was like, but I don't particularly like it. So
I love it. I think it's beautiful. It brings out your blue eyes.
thanks. I think I'd like it if it was all like, because I've been growing it out and I've got a natural in there and I've got dyed in there. What I should have done is dyed it all, or lifted it all, and then put it on. But that was the thing I was trying to avoid. I was trying to give my hair a break.
I always look at those. It's like colour remover things, but
Oh, yeah.
they seem to have just as much chemicals in
Yeah.
as if you were to just dye your hair.
What they do is they constrict each strand of hair and try and push any hair out.
My hair is
any colour out.
so thin, I don't think it could handle that.
They stink.
Do they really?
Yeah, I used to use them now and again, and they absolutely reek. I lived with two lads at the time, and they'd both come running from like respective rooms, like, "Ooh, what's that smell? What's going on?" Like, oh, it's just me.
Ain't that funny? Have you ever had that from painting your nails? Someone walks in, they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, stinks in here," and I'm like, Does it really smell that bad? Out of all the smells, I've not noticed that.
We're
Too bad.
we're so used to it as women. I think every chemical under the sun.
What is the chat saying? Hey Mark, how are you doing? Alexi's there.
Hey.
Saying hello to Mark. I love it.
I know. I love this.
Cat
Cat as well. Cat in the chat.
in the chat in the hat.
Oh, Cat's loving the hair. Thank you very much. He's saying I've dyed my hair every colour in the rainbow. Mine's purple right now. Oh, wicked.
That's lovely.
Lou's in the chat as well. And that's backing me up that my hair is looking healthy. So the break obviously did do it good. Alexi, what shade of purple is it? Dark or is it bright?
I know. You're making me wanna. Cat's making me wanna fringe.
Yeah, do you know what? Anna's making me want to fringe as well.
Oh, I saw Anna's.
Yeah.
God, yeah. Do I
Yeah,
need to
bangs
cut-
kind of thing.
Mm. Do you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I'll be like, I regret it.
You won't regret it. Surely you won't. Or are you one of these that, you know, when you change something, it takes a while to.
You know that first doing it, I'm like, great. And then
Yeah.
I go to bed, and
Yeah.
what I wake up with it, like, never turns out to be, because I'm not a hairdresser, I'm like guessing, right? And then it falls to where it would naturally be after a sleep, and I'm like, oh God, what have I done? What have I done? I can never seem to get that, like, I don't know.
I've been watching like quite a lot of these when people have hair extension videos, and they look so lovely, and then I'm like, I really fancied having my hair cut short, so I've had that done quite recently. It's all one length, but I've quickly got fed up with that, and I'm like, oh, I want it long, but my hair doesn't seem to. I mean, I can grow it to about there, but that's literally about as long as it will go, and then I don't get it because my roots are growing out.
How thin is your hair? Is yours like mine?
It's the strands
Yours
are
is
thin,
a little bit
but
thin.
I've got plenty of it.
I'm exactly the
Yeah.
same. And you know what? The longer it gets, the thinner it gets. It does, like, it's crazy that, I mean, I've cut my hair, which is even I've,
Yeah, and that's plaited.
but it's so thin.
Yeah.
And for ages, I'm like, oh, I'm losing my hair. And I forget that these women that are on Instagram or these like YouTube or whatever, they have extensions.
Yeah.
To varying types of degrees. And there's one kind that I keep seeing that looks kind of interesting. Have you seen the Halo band?
Yeah.
It's like one bit of like, it looks like fishing wire that goes around, but it's just got like, it looks really simple, but I've seen people just put them on and they instantly like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even when I did that silly video of me trying everything on out of my fancy dress box, that had just got one set of, just clipping hair extensions that I'd plaited and backcombed and stuff for when I've dressed as like a fortune teller and a mermaid and things like that, and I've kept it because I've used it as so many different outfits. Just clipping that in, I was loving it, and it's
so funny.
And it's like clearly fake, and it's clearly it's dress up. It's not even fashionable, but God, I was just like, oh yeah, look at my hair.
Mate, I get it. I literally painted my face as a clown and was like, should I wear this every day?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, I don't know where that feeling comes from of just preferring fancy. I think we just like extravagant and extreme.
Yeah, it just like, I feel. Yeah, what is that?
The
Why do I
crazier
feel
the better.
more at home?
Yeah.
That ridiculous lip shape. I still look back at it and I'm like, I would actually have those lips normally, or at least like painted on.
It's role play and like what's those Comic-Con, all of that kind of thing. I just love it all. Fancy dress.
Maybe it's that element of like trying to. I mean, there's perfectionism I know I struggle with, but that comes from a place of not wanting to be judged, right?
Yeah.
But if you go as a costume, it's almost this like,
This is how I'm meant to look.
yeah, like if you don't fit that character, it looks worse. So it's almost like an excuse to like, I don't know. But then I'm like, is this me? But that's like how we get excited for things like anime and manga, right? Like the autistic community and the people that watch anime and the crossover of that is like ridiculous, right? And not only that, like everything we're into, whether it's like spirituality or creativity, like we just like the out there things.
Yeah, we definitely do. We do like those out there things, and then it's a bit of a chicken and an egg scenario, isn't it? Is it because we are different and we are those things at the core of it, or is it because we're seeking those things because we're, is it because you're a nonconformist that that you like witchy stuff, or is it because at the true heart of it you are witchy?
I know what you mean.
Hard to know, isn't it?
I know when I think back to like my first idea of like a trend of like me like, ooh, this is me. It was like the emo goth phase when I was about 11. I think that started. And I remember I went to Camden and literally being like in awe of the people that were walking past me.
Yeah.
And my dad had met his girlfriend, who was a little bit of a white witch, all
Yeah.
the things that she dabbled in. And she had this like aesthetic that was completely different to any woman I'd seen before. And it just kind of opened my eyes to this like different way.
Yeah.
And I think there's something inside of me that admired people that pushed themselves out so far of their comforts, or like what's considered normal in
Yeah.
society, and they were just living their life. And I'd get this like, do you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna wear Converse that's right up to my knees.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is not gonna get me bullied at school. And then I'd go to school and get bullied and be like, oh, maybe I'm not this person. I think that's sad.
It is. It is sad, but it. What's sad is that it's automatic to bully and shun anything that's different, and
That's, yeah, that's
not.
mud. That's not even.
Yeah, and that in itself sad, because it just signals fear. That's all it is. It's like, oh, I don't recognize that. I'm going to bully. Or I wish I could be that out there. I'm going to bully. It's like, it's very, very sad.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunately the way that things are. But then also, I was thinking about this today, how I'm a bit of a chameleon, and I think that comes with autism and ADHD, where if I especially when I was younger, if I liked a certain style, I would then like kind of reflect that style.
Yeah.
If I thought that, if I liked the way someone behaved, I would reflect that behavior. And it's really hard. So you really soul search, don't you? Like, who am I though? Like,
Yeah.
at the core of it, am I? But then I think we
Yeah.
are just all these things. Our style sometimes is that being able to switch and play it up, and not necessarily, it's fluid. That's what I like to think. Like, I'm not stuck with one thing.
I think it's the attraction to different subgenres and cultures. Not necessarily like, I don't know, it's kind of like hobbies, right? You find out about a new interesting one, you're like, oh, that's me. And then like a few months later, you're like, it's not really me. But like, then you might come back to it. And I think it's this, I did the same. I was like, am I emo? Am I a chav? And then depending on the guy that I'd go out with would kind of dictate what energy I'd give
Even
as
their
well.
hobbies or their interests. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just very easily influenced, which, can be seen as a negative thing. But it's like, I think I'm just so open-minded. I would just kind of flow from one thing to another.
I always think of like children and their development. We consider them to be like sponges, right?
Yeah.
And to soak it all up now. Why not? It's like, what if I'm still a sponge
Yeah.
at 33?
Yeah. Well, look, do you know what, Alexi? I admire that. She's saying here, as a metalhead, I love Camden. Do you, because you're through and through, she knows her style, she doesn't waver from that style, that's her style. Do you ever look at something pink and sparkly and think, oh, that's also my style? Or are you through and through metalhead?
There are metalheads that wear pink and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff, right? So even within that subgenre, if you've got a specific, like, I like a band t-shirt, I like a pair of jeans, I like a more, like, I don't like the girly sense of it. I like a really like strong, maybe gothic, maybe.
Well, it's only because at the minute, right, the bus, certain areas of the bus are getting close to kind of that final part of dressing them, as it were. And I was looking at the pictures I've collected over the last 2 years for this stage, the material, the colour scheme.
I know what you mean.
And I'm like,
it's exciting.
It is exciting, but day to day I wake up with different heads on me. Like, some days I want it all pink, fluffy, sparkly, girly, like sickly, candy cane, that kind of thing. Then the next day I want it to be like moody and dark and black and green plants and a splash of colour. Then I like boho style and like, everything's been put together while I've been travelling. But then I like that clean, fresh look. And I'm like, I know, don't get me wrong, I know I can achieve that kind of eclectic style as well, where everything's pushed together. But how do people just have this one style? Because that is not me. My wardrobe is so extreme because of that. Like, I've never been able to stick to one thing.
I think that's a really good point, and it makes me laugh. I'm going through exactly the same thing. And what's weird is you look for examples online. I don't know if you're the same as me, but there is some people that have done that eclectic, put it all together thing, and you're like, that's what I want. And you try and do it, and you're like, that looks like a mess.
No, see, in our flat, when me and Lou had a flat, I loved how the flat looked, because I've always thought maybe I should have been an interior designer, because I love putting things together. And it's like, me and Mum have got this ongoing joke when we go shopping for stuff. I'm picking up like this colour, that colour, and she's going, yeah, but your colour scheme's this, shouldn't you get that one? And I'm like, no, this bright pink will look fabulous with
My
that.
mum,
And
you know what? My mum's the same. These curtains are the same color as that thing, and
yeah, everything
it used to
ties
be this.
in.
Yeah, if you go downstairs in the living room, it's exactly the same. The curtains, the cushions,
Yeah,
certain things have to have the same print.
the light shades.
The light shade, it's
Yeah.
all the same, and it's from the same shop as well. It makes it real easy because if Dunelm have got you a set, then you
Yeah.
know that you've got all the different, like your bed covers are all the same.
See, I like that thrown together textures.
Yeah,
You know,
I like the
shiny and
mix and match.
velvet, and yeah.
Yeah, I like the some areas are soft and clean, whereas some areas have a little bit more. However, I am realizing more clutter means more cleaning. And if
Yeah.
I can lessen the cleaning just by having some less things, it's just easier to clean things.
I've always stuck with that. Yeah, I don't have anything unless it's like. So I had one shelf that had an item from everywhere I travelled. So my travelling shelf did take a lot of cleaning. Yeah, but elsewhere in my house I shared with my brother, it'd be like whole surfaces of just like 3 or 4 things that were very bright and, you know, popping, but so that the cleaning aspect was easier. Because I remember my great grandma's house, there'd be all these things everywhere, and I'd be like, why though? Because you know, trying to clean them all and clean in between them, and I'm not even. It's like, do you even like that? It's discoloured. Like, yeah, it's like it's ugly. It's discoloured. It doesn't. I don't know. Like, where's the? You've got to kind of want it there, haven't you? It's like
that's another thing. Convincing myself that I actually want the thing / my attachment style not wanting to get rid of the thing.
yeah, that's the thing. I am quite good at being like, nope, doesn't fit. Just quickly going back to the question that I asked Alexi in the chat, then she's saying I quite like the more grunge punky style, but I can find punk stuff really cute. I wouldn't wear it, but I do find it cute. Yeah, so because that's the thing, I will chop and change my style. I can kind of go from that. The only thing I can't do anymore is, although I do like it, is that really girly. I went through a stage of wearing like kind of pointy heeled shoes and like long Macs and jewelry and things, and it's quite girly and elegant almost.
I know what you mean. It sounds like business bitch kind of like.
I liked it, but it's just not me.
I look like I've put my mum's clothes on.
Yeah, you know, like there was this picture of me the other day from when me and Lou did a burlesque course. God, we couldn't believe it when we looked. It was about 6 years ago. And it was fabulous, so much fun. But there's a photo of me, and I'm wearing these like shoes, and it makes me feel physically sick. This photo
like
does.
stiletto.
No, but they're like I quite liked stilettos because they were edgy with the point. They're like soft curved toe. Oh, I find it. It's in my screenshots. They're horrible.
Are they the ones that are on the shelf that you asked to see if it would fit in my car? Because there is a pair of shoes.
Oh no, they're my Louboutins.
How have that was going to be my next question? If you seen that meme, it's like, hey, where'd you get your money?
I bought them. I bought them for 250 quid. I think they were £300 from my mate who acquired them from her boyfriend's daughter. Like she had just abandoned them in the household, and we tried to sell them on eBay.
Bathing in money, wiping our backsides with money.
No, I said to her, I was like, I said, I'll give you I think I gave her 300 quid for them, but they were like, this was like 10 years ago. So, you know, 10 years ago, £300 is quite a lot of money. But I was like, I'll never ever be like, how would I ever have a pair of legit?
I feel like even if you had the money to buy them full price, you wouldn't spend that money on that.
No.
Not only that, the joke on them shoes is you pay all that money and they hurt so.
That's why the boyfriend's daughter had never worn them, because she said they hurt my feet so
all
much.
I've ever heard. I remember there's literally like, it's all over Real Housewives. There's ones that'll have kids and they're like, you learn how to walk in a young age so that you don't complain as an adult. And it was like, I just don't need that.
No, I don't want to ruin the red bottoms either. So it's like I spent all that money on them, and then they've got dusty, and because they're covered in diamantes, the dust, like, I should have kept them in a box to protect them, but I always had them on display because they're so funky, if you see what I mean. And it's just like,
I'd be showing them everyone that came round. In post, like, excuse me, have you seen these?
I did take a few photos over the years posing in them and stuff like that. I think on the bus I'm gonna find some way of using them so that they're on display, but like use them type thing. But yeah, this, like, I know that's not, it's not vile, but to me,
oh my god, I can't even believe that. I don't know how well that can be shown. Who's that?
me doing burlesque. But yeah, look at me in those shoes. What are they? What are those? Like, I know that they're
What
not
kind
bad
of
shoes.
are
They're
they?
just like
Just
a mid-heel court shoe type thing. And then, oh yeah, there we go. That's better. It's that one you can see them better.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, like a not pointy.
Yeah, like these the Piccadillys, but with heels. Them, but with actual heels. Yeah, it says court shoes, doesn't it? I think that's what they are. Oh yeah, you've got it. Yeah, and that's what I mean. They're not. They're not even bad shoes, but for me, it's just too girly kind of thing. It's maybe put rounded toe.
Let's show you where we're looking. This is important. Hi, if you've never joined us before, we have ADHD, and what we said we were going to talk about does happen
We
at
will,
some
yeah, we
point.
do get there. We just have to kind of purge everything
Are
else.
they like these?
Oh yeah, literally, yeah, like those. And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with them. When people talk about this whole kind of people not being sure if they've been born the right gender and things, that's where this really plays into me, because how I feel when I'm dressed as a traditional female makes me sure I'm not a female. It's
You didn't expect it to go with that one, did you?
it's so weird and it's so hard to explain, but it's like if a man woke up and looked down at their own body and realized they were wearing a dress and those shoes, how out of place they would feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, where I'm like, ear. And everyone's like, what do you mean ear? They look nice. And I'm like, "Ugh," like, and
I
then
know what
they
you
look
mean.
nice on other women, but oh god, it just makes me feel so icky.
I know what you mean. There's certain clothes, and I don't think I'm particularly like masculine in any sense. I guess I am more than your average girly girl, but I also like can easily go that side as well.
Yeah,
But for some reason, there is a certain type of dress or like clothes style
yeah.
that I just feel so uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I look down and I'm like, you're a rugby player wearing a dress.
Oh my god.
That built
Yeah.
really.
It's not a physical thing. It's an
internal. Like
yeah.
I can feel myself taking up way more room in this space.
But then somebody looking at you is going, gorgeous, you look loveliest. I remember shopping with my with my grandma and my mum, and they'd be determined that I was going to be girly and to get me in these kind of nice dresses, and I suppose I couldn't like explain the way that it made me feel. Like, you know, they're going,
Yeah.
but you look lovely, and it's like, but I don't feel it, and I know that I look nice. It's not about that. See, I like all of those dresses, but I would immediately put them with trainers or something. Do you see what I mean? Like
This length where like you can kind of see my ankle.
yeah. Oh, I know what you mean.
Go away, honey. Just let me see let me choose. Let me like technically it looks like she has a similar like shape to me.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I'm
Thinner
sure
arms.
us as onlookers would go, you look lovely, but you just feel wrong. It's not that you
Yeah.
feel like, it just feels wrong.
I would do a lot better in either a big full gown, like Victorian Tudor type gown, or a little skater dress with some trainers.
Yeah, I love that. I love that kind of style. And that's the thing with me. I always just, everything's got to be slightly edgy or, you know, some kind of twist on the traditional look. We have Casey in the chat as well.
Casey!
Good evening. You missed our masks. We would like to know. Do you think they're cute or creepy?
I wonder how the so far this poll we've got 100% cute, and that's insane.
That is insane. So I've been sharing. If you've not seen them, the daily videos of what these elves have been up to have been going on my TikTok, on the Instagram, and on my YouTube. So, but I have been tagging this YouTube page in it, so hopefully they are somehow reaching the same kind of audience. But somebody commented on the one of us with the googly eyes on the fox is saying,
oh, I saw this.
yeah, so there was no punctuation in what the comment, but they said that we were defacing the sculpture, and that the masks were scared. But the way it was written was quite sweet.
I think we're hitting the right audience. Do you know what I mean? Like it's one of ours.
Yeah,
It's definitely one of ours.
It was like, you scared me. Those masks are creepy or something, and I was like, yeah, they are pretty creepy. You're not. it's not I'm not finding it insulting that you think they are, you know. It's like,
Let's have a browse because they are. It's the fox one, isn't it?
yeah, it'll be under the shorts, yeah. So I replied saying that there was no permanent damage, because the definition of defacing something is to actually damage it, but also to make it worse. And I was like, well, actually, I'm not sure we made it worse.
I love how Mark's directly below saying it made it look better.
I know. Yeah, well, that's why I put no permanent damage. And as some say, we actually improved its appearance, even if only for 5 minutes.
That's defacing to sculpture. They're a northern.
That's defacing to sculpture.
To sculpture. Those marks scared me. They're creepy.
Those masks scared me.
I love the idea that the person went in with like full steam, was just like, can I just be honest? They're creepy.
Yeah, I
kind of scared me.
Yeah, those masks scared me. They're creepy. I was like, oh, it sounds quite innocent, doesn't it? Like,
I know. Don't worry, my love. I understand. No offense taken.
Can I just say, whilst I remember, those of you that are local and attend our on the ground community club, it's our last meet up the way that we're doing it tomorrow, and we're going to decorate biscuits, kind of have a competition on who can make. So I've bought like different shaped biscuits,
Okay.
like biscotti paste to kind of stick things together, and then googly eyes as part of the decoration. So there's a lot of a decoration, so you can make what you want, but little googly eyes, like they're not googly, like they don't shake, if you see what I mean. They're just little white eyes with black pupils on. But I was literally giggling in the shop, like, I've got to get these. These are so on theme. So keep an eye out for our creations using those.
I was gonna say, I don't know who's in the chat, but we've got this footage. I have got footage of the whole of Elfmas. It's 18 minutes long, but I thought it'd be fun to go through and react. We can pause it whenever we want.
Okay, cool.
I wanted to show these people, but what's the chat saying?
Mark says, I feel elf masks were made cool because of your fantastic mime-like moves. Oh, thank you.
I was feeling myself.
My mum said the same though. She says, I find them so hilarious. She went, you managed to tell this story and show your expressions, but I think you were good at it from the start, and I learned a few extra moves as we went along, because at first I was like, just reusing the same ones, but then I realized, no, you can really act out as much as you want. So I feel like I got better as the...
You can see in this video as well, there's literally like, there's a part where like a group of lads do it, and I turn around, I'm like, what do you want for Christmas? And it's just like, oh, it's so cringe watching it back. But like, I literally feel myself as like, I should be working at Disney. I should be Mickey Mouse. What on earth? Like, I kill it with them.
They are it is funny watching. I find the videos hilarious.
Make sure that it's actually
share it.
React.
This was the most draining part of it all, with going up Bradgate Park, because it was so cold and there were so many people that wanted to talk to us.
We had this idea of like, let's just go there first.
Get it out of the way.
The snow's there.
It's iconic.
And yeah, it just did not work out the same.
That's
too
brilliant.
popular. Too famous.
Can I just give credit where credit's due, that it's actually one of our mutual friends that first ever googly-eyed that reindeer, and that's where I got the inspo from.
Hey.
Yeah.
No way.
Shout out Taz. She was like, she was like, no, it's fine, please don't. But I was like, because she messaged me like, oh, I saw that you used my reindeer idea, and I was like, mate, no, copied it. I think she said. I was like, copied's a strong word. I was inspired by your...
Yeah, definitely. Homage to the original, to the OG every time. And also to Kat for giving us this blooming idea. I saw it the other day and I was like, why aren't you in any of these pictures after giving us this bloody idea? It's
I'm going to use that on... That's still going to be used as skipping off to North Pole.
There is some bits here that you might be like, oh, I've not seen that bit yet.
Yeah, so like, getting some sneak preview footage here. We loved that, didn't we, finding the obstruction thing. See, that bloody sign and that wet floor sign, that was an extra £7 worth of money there, that sign, those two signs. Did we use them? Nope. And this is what I mean about the capitalism aspect. I love how that's paused. The capitalism aspect of Elf on the Shelf as a
Yeah.
whole. That like there's whole stalls in every Tesco's or whatever, and kids like, Mum, I need a new jumper for my Elf on the Shelf, and it's like, oh my god. And then
I don't understand how there's so many things that the kids can choose to add on to it, because I was under the impression that the kids aren't allowed to touch it.
yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it?
You're like, I want a new jumper for my like. You can't give it to him. He's got
Yeah,
his
you're not meant to
practice
play with
centre.
it. I've seen some good ones this year though. There was one where people were filling the toilet bowl with cornflakes or whatever. So it's like sat on the edge of the toilet bowl, and the toilet bowl's filled. And one of my Facebook mates, like my old school mates, she, you know those silver blankets that you use to hold your heat in?
Yeah, yeah.
She'd covered the whole living room in that, like everything.
Oh my god.
It took me a while to, you're like, what am I even looking at? Yeah, it's insane. And she was like sweating. She was like, I'm only halfway through because obviously all the heat is reflecting back
Insane,
out.
like-
Like, so that is some dedication. There's some dedication out there.
Do you do that when your kid's gone bed?
Yeah.
And then do you chill and then do you go bed? Because I couldn't put all that up and then go
Chill.
straight to bed.
Yeah.
It'd be too like, but then I also don't want to chill in my little like
Crazy silver house.
living room oven.
Yeah. You'd have to go and chill in your bedroom. But then there was also a video of this family. The mum has tied her mum up, so the grandma, in the living room, and brought the kids home from school. And there's a letter in that. So they've walked in, and she's gone, "What's that?" And the little boy's like, "What?" And there's like a middle-aged boy, probably about 10, but the little one's like, I don't know, 6. And she's like, read the letter, and like they're reading this letter, and then like grandma from the front room goes something, and the mum's like play acting and goes, oh, where did that noise come from? And the kid gets scared, the little kid. He's like runs at her like and grabs her leg like, so it's like, what is going on? Yeah. And she's like, no, we need to find grandma. Where's grandma? And they like push the door open, and she's like laying there with her arms and feet bound and her mouth like they've made out the elves done it. I mean,
These kids, it's hilarious.
It's an elaborate lie.
There's so many things, and you kind of have to be careful as well what your kid's okay with. I've seen a few where like I don't think they expected the kid to quite be like I saw like a little ball pit that the kid has, and they'd cut a little square out of it and then another hole and put the head through it. It kind of looked like a spaceman.
Yeah.
It had gone into the, and it looked like a cute little like, oh, how's he done that? And the kid came in and went, is he gonna fix that? Literally, like, that's one of my balls. So they had to incorporate into the next day of like, oh, they've fixed another ball, but just replace, like, obviously you can't fix that. It's a ball with a hole cut in it. But their faces, they're like, she's really like, this isn't okay.
Yeah.
And then they did like the poop in the toilet, the reindeer poop sort of thing, with
Yeah.
it's chocolate. And the mum leant down. This was Zoella, funnily enough. And she's like, let me try it. And her kid's face, she's like, you could see her traumatized, like, no, you don't eat the doo-doo from the toilet. What's going on? And she's literally like, oh, I couldn't stop laughing. She's looking at her like,
my friend did a good one to her little daughter where she drew a moustache on the daughter's school photo. And she's filming that, and her little daughter looks around and she's like, and like my mate's laughing, and she's like, she goes, it's not funny, and like kind of almost like runs out, and she's obviously fuming, like
Yeah.
she defaced my photo.
I
Like,
have to remember, kids don't have jobs. They don't have these life pressures that are like, you're like, oh, you learn to let stuff go the more
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
older. They don't have that yet.
They
These
have
things are
like-
big deals. You just ruined. Like, this one's like, oh, they've eaten your advent calendar chocolate. Fuming.
Yeah,
Why? That's
why
why.
would you do that? Mark says about at Disney, there's a video of a guy with a giant mustache taking a cigarette break and his Minnie Mouse head off, like hanging on his back. Like that's kind of where we're at. Like,
Yeah, there's
without the mask.
I was very careful to not smoke any cigarettes while it's at least like too obviously in person. And I feel like
I feel really bad that I'm videoing it, and there's the little face just flat on the.
to be fair, I actually felt really bad every time I took the mask off.
Yeah.
Because if there was kids around.
Yeah.
But
We was quiet. on that, weren't we? Where it was like, you know, there was only 1 or 2 times where we're like, right, we're gonna have to take it off. But then there was kids around. It was like, well, we can't. Like, child's looking at us.
Well, let me show you a little BTS. That's the inside. I don't know how well you can see that, but that is the
That's
sharpest things ever on the nose, and they like stab you on the nose, and you're like,
I actually got used to it though in the end. Did you feel like you got used to it?
oh
like,
yeah, my nose got callous, but that's not what you
Yeah,
want
maybe-
from life.
maybe that- yeah, I don't know whether my nose just rubbed the plastic off or what.
I couldn't believe how much footage there was of this as I'm going through them. Like, again, so many of these already been used.
I love it. I think it's great. I mean, this was the thing though. We got that much footage, and yeah, I've not used this one yet, but where I was like, it feels like almost a bit of a waste. Like, I'm just gonna be using it all for next year too.
Literally, if you have a business or you have a company or something that you'd like to shine a light on for next Christmas, get in touch. I was thinking, why aren't we doing videos for kids? If you want one being made for your kid,
Oh yeah,
we can do that next year.
that's a
like,
cool idea.
Come visit, but also how easy is that to do? But yeah, if you need some just your kid reminding that there's a few more days they need to be good for or they're not getting presents, would be perfect.
Yeah, we could do a naughty or nice list type thing.
This killed me. Already this shot makes me laugh because it looks like you're like out of the way. Look, move. Move first. It's me, not anyone else. This woman's like annoyed. More of this baby does not know what to do with it. So literally like, what is happening? So I was like, ugh.
Recoils. There's that bit as well that as you walk over with the sugars, he's like watching you, and he's not took his eyes off.
I haven't put that in just because you can see that baby's face so clearly.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't put that
No,
in.
that's fair enough. But we were like, God, I hope we've not traumatized him. Because then we like took our masks off, because by then we're traumatized. We were like, I need a coffee to get over this. Like,
It was very overstimulating.
Yeah.
Because so many people are like, haha, and you catch the odd person that's like, and
it's overstimulating
Sorry.
because we're there, just the two of us. We've got 2 rucksacks each. You can't see. I've got no peripheral whatsoever. You've just got tiny little holes that you can see ahead, and that's it. So we couldn't even see each other. You like can barely hear each other because obviously it's holding the
catches
voice
all your
in.
breath and condensation.
Yeah,
So by
it's
the end, it's just
scratching
a
your nose.
puddle of breath.
The hats kept falling off. You can't operate your phone when your mittens are on, so you're having to take the mitten off, operate your phone, put your mitten back on, make sure your hat's not falling off, and it's like, we are ADHD. We get overstimulated, and it was freezing, and there's all these people like, and we were like, yeah, Merry Christmas, which socially, battery like draining. Oh, it was a mixture of things, wasn't it? Because it was great how positive the response was, but the whole thing was just really hard work.
I mean, I thought we were gonna have a coffee and then that would be kind of it, right? And it's still like just stupid things. I think, look at how many people are on this path coming to look at us.
Oh yeah, like that.
Thank you. Do you understand with all that?
She was like, "What have I put in my tea? What?"
Yeah, what is going on? But the thing is, we went from here where everyone was really kind of positive, and although we were overstimulated because of the outfits themselves, to in town where we got kicked out of the high class twice.
I've got it. I've bled what I needed to, but I've got it.
Mark says how you describing
Naughty elves.
that's why I hated wearing Halloween outfits.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many outfits that I look at people wearing and I'm like, how do you do that? Do you remember the Heidi Klum worm? I think it was last year or the year before. She's really good at top supermodel. She's really good at doing crazy Halloween costumes. And she literally came as like this worm. And it's all like, it looks so creepy. But I'm looking at her, I'm like, it'd be like, cool, I'm getting changed now.
Yeah.
But she spends the whole night in it. I'm like, how does she wee? How does she stay sane? How does she like just turn around? Like, oh, I'll have to show it.
See, I love fancy dress, and I can cope with the makeup and all the rest of it. It was just, I think the thing that was doing me was that constant glove off, hat off, mask back on, like the order. Yeah, and it was just for each shot, it was just so overwhelmingly. It'd be great if we'd have had somebody following us around doing the filming.
There's, you know, when you see people on set and they're like, why are they sat there and this person's doing this eye and someone's doing that eye and someone's coming in and doing something else and someone's coming, it's like, because I understand it now. You need these extra hands, because if I'm supposed to be doing the performing and the editing after, like, I need to be in a good mood.
Yeah.
And some of the times you're just sweating, your whole own breath's just repeating back into you from the mask. And you're like, I can't see. Like, I'd be like, are you next to me? I'd have to physically turn and be like, yep, you're still there.
There was a lot of that with one of us marching off and the other one having no idea. Like, I mean, it's comical to reflect on, but, you know, how we didn't end up falling out, I don't know. Like, because we did very well. I love your plaits. They just really suit the mask, don't they?
I've seen this year that people are saying that's his girlfriend. And I was like, you know what? He's a girlfriend, but we're both. The laugh in this kills me. I'm gonna put it up really high and just see if you got a better chance of hearing it. It's your laugh.
What, in the car?
Yeah.
That's because I'm like, obviously realising how funny it looks.
The mask is so still.
You see my shoulders start to wobble before you hear the laugh. That's great. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's like something from American Psycho.
That is so bad. Do you know, after this, there's a video of us walking along the glass bridge, and there's a security guard behind it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
He started. I'm so glad we got away with this part, though.
Well, we tried to catch a reindeer, but it wasn't quite happening. So I was like, okay, let's get a new whip. What colour's your Bugatti, though?
The missed high five is just ridiculous. So confident.
Again, I can't see you.
Yeah. We were trying to look at the camera, weren't we? And then we were just missed with confidence.
I'm looking at it. We didn't hit each other in the face.
Slap a mask off, like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh wait.
He was in the background of one of them. I definitely saw him, but he's obviously gone again by then. Otherwise, we'd have got stopped then, but we didn't.
I must have edited that bit out. I know there's someone in a reflective jacket there.
Yeah,
it's killing me.
Yeah, like what we. Yeah, the people just walking past us. Like, what are they doing?
Take your eye out.
Yeah, thank you.
Where's the?
I lent the mask to one of my students today because one of the teachers dressed up as Santa.
Zoom into your dance. I'm sorry, it makes me laugh. See, your little legs just tell me start going.
It's because the faces are so fixed, aren't they? And you know, like, just because you've got pigtails, it makes the faces look different. They're exactly the same, and yet, like, even our mannerisms make them look different, if you see what I mean. It's crazy. Mark's asking, could you see out of masks? I'd be afraid of running into a person or a wall. Yeah, it's really...
Do that in front of your eyes.
Yeah, it's like that.
That's what you can see.
Yeah, it's very limited to literally what's right in front of you, so you couldn't see to the side or anything. The amount of times one of us had just walked ahead of the other one, and then I've no idea. Yeah, these lads keep running over. Like, they're making a TikTok, but then kind of went all weird and sharp.
Well, I look like I'm telling them about themselves. A little bit like, basically, you're that big, boys. And they're all like, what? I I turned around and been like, what do you want for Christmas? And they're all like,
Yeah, they did not know what to answer. I love how there's quite a lot of people going past at this point. We're just dancing away.
right.
Oh God, is this where we actually
Come for me, bro. Right.
This is where we caught the violence, though.
Yes.
Hey,
So that is how. What's right? We're going to preface this from start to finish exactly how it went. In the whole plan of what we were taking pictures of that day, was this ever included? I had that list,
No,
didn't I?
yeah,
Left to right.
yeah.
Never included. While we were walking to something that we had planned to, we saw this and was like, oh, this would be quite cute.
Yeah, because it's a massive reindeer,
I'll hold my
and
finger.
we're Christmas elves.
Still, you know, that's what they're for, right? To take pictures of. To spread the joy of the High Cross in Leicester, which is the shopping centre. And then all of a sudden, Mandem comes out, and we're like, oh god. You can see us come towards the camera like, oh, I think, because they started walking past us.
I realise I hear it kind of getting violent. Like, you see my mannerism change from dancing to like, and I just reach out and change the camera around because I'm like, what the hell's going on?
This is us like starting to hear it, like, okay.
It's not funny, it's quite scary. This one on the left, the one that's on his own, actually holds his jacket up and shows the others that he's got something in his belt.
And his girlfriend is like
Then there's the from the shop come out to retrieve her sandwich board.
she's badass, by the way, going in between them being like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then he abuses her, doesn't he? It's like,
I've cut this right now
It's
just
just
so
not
that
very
it's
nice.
not.
it is on my Facebook and my TikTok.
I know that you're coming and what dates it's been arranged for if it gets authorised.
Yeah, this is us being the problem. So after that just happened, we're approached within 10 seconds
Yeah.
by this security couple, pair of security guards. And
We thought, thank God, they're coming to say, are you all right? Can't believe that just happened.
oh, like, I saw you got some of that footage. Could we be able to? And we were told, we were asked, do we have any permits to be taking pictures here? And I was blown away. Like,
I couldn't process what was happening, if you know what I mean. Because in my head, I really thought they were coming over to be like, are you okay? You know, did you capture that on camera? Can we use that footage? Like, because we've just witnessed like very close to them actually like stabbing each other.
a real violent thing, do you know what I mean? The fact that we're in front of the camera just used to Leicester is not the point.
Yeah.
Like, that was like categorically the weirdest thing I've seen, probably the most violent thing I've seen in Leicester in a long time.
Yeah.
And then these two come up and they're like, we're the problem. Yeah, you're going to have to leave because you're not allowed to take pictures here. And I was like, we said, didn't we? Like,
Yeah.
why can't you take pictures there? Oh, it's a commercial use, for commercial use.
And we're
Means
like, no,
they-
we're just having a bit of fun. Like,
How much have you made from this? From the podcast and a different human
mate,
design together? How much-
I'm in the minus. I've not made anything.
Yeah, and you
you
know
know-
what? The second that we are monetized and we are making money, I'll take this down. But for the minute and until then,
It's like,
I've not made a
we
penny.
bought these out of our own money. It's like, you know, the outfits we're wearing, we're not gonna make anything from this. Like, honest to God.
Did you see the people that we took pictures with that were having a good time in your establishment?
I think that's what got me the most was that we'd had such a positive response, and we were tired. At this point, we are tired. We've just witnessed this violent like thing, and then we've got two security guards that stood by and didn't do a thing to protect anybody or call it in or anything.
They stood
Mo-
behind us with
as-
shields.
As soon as they walked off, marched straight up to us to ask us to move on, and we were like, "You're asking us to move on? What?" Like, oh, it was just absolutely
You know.
crazy. And I think the thing that hurt the most is that I've grown up in Leicester. It just felt really like, yeah, nice one, High Cross. Like, cheers for that. Like, we're two Leicester girls
This is
doing.
public property. I'm like, I've been able to walk around here before you ever even considered a job in security here. Like, what do you mean?
Like, yeah, it was just absolutely nuts.
I still call this the Shires. That's
Yeah,
how old
yeah.
I am. High Cross.
The lack of support from this was the only establishment that didn't show us any support. I mean,
Literally the
we
only
went
one.
to the cathedral. Do you mind, like, if we quickly like shoot a bit of us in here? And they were like, brilliant, come on in, you know.
Well, you see, I literally like.
We're dealing with them. That's
Dealing
it,
with
we're-
them.
We've
No,
got
you're not.
cameras on them.
You
we're
didn't
dealing
deal
with
with
them
them
right now. That's
Basically,
in
I
hand.
saw from that,
Right,
I
yeah.
thought you guys are
Okay,
together.
see you both. Thank you.
What? We've been told.
I just couldn't process it. I was so annoyed, and I just had to keep like quiet because
I never like getting told off as a child because it's always because of a misunderstanding or like I'm actually not an arsehole. I mean, I
Yeah.
can be, and I think that's what annoys me.
Yeah.
I could definitely be the arsehole.
Yeah.
I've cut out the bit where they're like, "Stop recording," and I'm like, "I'm not recording," because clearly someone was recording.
I was recording purely because I was just like in shock. But they didn't know I was recording. I was holding my camera, but it was the fact that they stood there like this, didn't they, watching us walk off? Like we were the critics. Like, do you not get what we've just witnessed? Like what everybody in here just witnessed, and
It was baffling.
marching the Christmas elves off site.
Just a Bradgate, right? We're already exhausted. What's the chat saying? Could you see out the
Oh, Liz is here.
Hello, Liz. How are you doing?
Oh, sorry I'm late. Love the costumes. Both look as gorgeous as always. You are too kind.
Thank you
my
very
darling.
much.
And then Mark, those guys screaming would have been so triggering to me. As if the security guard asking you if you had a permit. It feels like I've been through similar situations. Unbelievable. And that's the thing. That is the thing, isn't it? It was like it was the contrast between what we'd just witnessed and what was going on, and then us being asked to leave. Like we're Christmas elves.
I felt like I just watched two security officers feel like they've got no control and immediately need to gain some sort of like, oh, I can handle this situation.
That's
like,
what
well
bothered
done,
me.
bro.
Yeah.
Two people dressed as elves, like, well done. Go and sort out your actual problems.
Yeah, it definitely felt like, you know, when you get those bouncers with bad attitudes and they're just throwing their weight around. That's what it felt like. It didn't feel professional. It didn't feel founded. It felt, extreme.
Fine. I understand recording permits. I understand, like, we understand that. Come to me like, yo, I know you're doing, like, it looks like you're having fun, but it was literally the way we're straight face, like, I was like, there's people in there stealing from shops.
Yeah.
There's one dude here that's just thrown a sign. He's strapped. He's like, go and do something.
I know. I think that's the thing, actually, that in a way, we were kind of like grateful that it taught us a valid lesson in terms of future reference. Always check if there's a filming permit, be aware that if we are making something commercial in future, it's kind of gave us that heads up. But it was the way we were approached like we were criminals and spoken to like we were criminals. And that wasn't even the only time. Because we parked there, so we had to walk back through after we'd like been to other areas in Leicester, and we got approached again. It like followed and then literally asked to leave. He was like, you need to leave through this side door, like really aggressively. And when I questioned him like why, he was like because I've been asked to tell you to leave. So it was a bit like they've just got eyes on us. And then when we were leaving, we had 7 security guards following us. I wish we'd just started running, like just pelting it as fast as we could to just get them all running, because that would have been a hilarious scene. 2 elves running with like all of these security running behind us. It would have been brilliant. But I was so overstimulated.
I know
by
what
the
you
whole
mean.
thing.
I felt my attitude coming on. I feel like any more push and you would have really seen me like
Just
inappropriately. Because
Yeah.
we're walking, right, and there's 2 grown-ass dudes across the way. It's a shopping centre, right? We're in the top thing, they're across like the other, and you can see them like looking and they're radioing, talking to the other person, and I'm like, fluff me.
Yeah.
Oh, leave me alone. I've done nothing wrong.
That's
I'm
what's
just like,
got to
don't
me.
worry, we're off.
Yeah, it got to me because I was like, hey, mate, we're parked in the car park. Like, we've got to walk. Like, you want us to leave?
Even that exit, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Living in that exit where my car is.
And I wanted to buy a Christmas dress. We were on our way H&M so I could get a Christmas dress. Well, that just put me off completely. Like,
Hopefully H&M that have been done out of 50 quid then.
Yeah, I wanted a new dress from you. And then the other thing is, in my teens, it's like I've never been kicked out of a shop or anything like that. And then it's like, and in my teens, I probably should have been kicked out of shops. Yeah. And yet there I am as a Christmas elf trying to spread a bit of Christmas cheer, getting kicked out.
Man, the things that like, do you know how much I've had out of that Primark?
It's like, since I'm sober, I've been escorted from a shop and broken a bone. 2 things that have never happened to me in my crazy years. So I'm like, I'm living.
Apparently calming down, it makes you not ready for the
Yeah.
craziness, apparently. And then we went to, cool.
That was a lot of fun. Shout out to Treetop Golf.
It's like you're offended. Again, it's not. It's just. My brain's not loaded. What is happening in this?
You like pretending to dive in.
I've been giggling back to back so much. What is happening? Your brain don't work.
But I don't know where to go. Like it's like you just bumped into all the rocks because you can only see forward. Like, oh, not here, not here. We're gonna go and actually check that out in the new year.
Definitely.
Kat has been wanting to go there for about 5 years, so we need to go.
Do you know what? I'm pretty good at mini golf. I'm so down. Me thinking I'm hilarious.
I love these because it's like iconic shot. I don't think we've even used that screenshot, have we? And that needs to get used before the end of December
That's a
because
good point. Yeah.
that's like such an iconic one in front of the clock tower. Look at this wheel.
Hello.
That was a bit scary to walk out there.
Can you imagine it?
I understand. I'm very sorry.
You would think, wouldn't you, like, how much incentive I've taken?
Terrified him. He was not expecting that.
Oh my god, I love this shot so much.
This is the very bizarre in Leicester.
Very cool shop. I've been going there since I was about 12. Love it.
It's more than bongs, by the way.
Yeah, there's some
Speaking
really
of
nice
fast tones, that one broke my back. To be fair, we're halfway through. I was going to upload this to Instagram anyway.
Yeah, get it.
Instagram to YouTube. With a commentary and some music.
God, not
yeah.
gonna get
It's all coming. I'll give you a little taster. The craziness that ensues.
Brilliant. This is me being absolutely appalling at ice skating.
Lynn's reaction. It's killing me. Your eyes that are just above. Also, you look like your mum there.
That season greetings was funny.
But yeah, if you want to see the rest of it or in full, I'll put it onto the YouTube channel straight after.
And there's still 5 I've done today, so that's from tomorrow. 5 more mini videos to come, so stick with us for those. Now, this is the December paid Patreon tiers draw. So those that are, and this will be the last draw of this kind, won't it? Because we're changing everything next year about the structure and the setup. Don't worry, we'll still be here. But yeah, we'll talk you through all the changes on the 2nd of January. It's a Thursday, 7 o'clock. We'll be back. So we're going to miss next week, taking a little tiny, well-earned break. And then we'll be back following Thursday and we'll talk you through all the changes, when the podcast can be tuned into, and kind of community events that we're going to make sure are listed on the website and things like that.
Yeah.
So yes, do you want to click to spin, and then I'll show you.
Turn it around. I'll show that I'm clicking
cool.
it.
So this is the paid Patreons. It's the draw for December.
Lois! Shout out, because hopefully Lois will be seeing you tomorrow night for U Club.
And I've still got her. She won in October time, I think it was. So I've got 2 prizes now. So that's very exciting.
Basically, guys, it's really easy to win stuff. But no, thank you very much, Lois. You've supported us for a very long time now, and we really appreciate just you as a person, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's lovely
so
having
good.
you at actual meetups. You're a huge help to us, and yeah, I'm excited to tell you tomorrow.
And then Mark, who was our winner in November, your stuff got posted a couple of days ago. So where's the there it is. So the next draw, then there's going to be 2 draws, and they're all the people that commented on our post, tagged people on our post to win a hoodie.
This is
Not
the
hoodie,
Tim
it's a
Fowler.
sweatshirt.
The Tim
Tim
Fowler
Fowler
exhibition.
So there's going to be 2 draws. There's a medium and a large. So do we just say this first one's for the large, the second one's for the medium?
Sure. Yeah, I suppose. I mean,
There's not really any other.
Imagine what's a medium. We'll work out who that is.
There's
after,
not
I
an
suppose.
awful lot in the sizes because they're kind of universal sizes. So
Yeah.
the medium isn't small. Do you
No,
see what I
not
mean?
at all.
They're both like.
I had no
proper
idea
even.
they were different sizes. If
Yeah.
you see one of the videos for the Tim Fowler thing, we're holding them up next to each other. They look the same size to me.
There's only one guy's name in here anyway. But anyway, one's large, one's small. So this is for the large one. Do you want to press? Do you want to press where people can see that? So name number 1. Who's that landed on? I can't see. That's
Cat.
exciting. Okay, so we're going to remove Cat's name.
That's not for the large one, then. I'm going to say that's for the medium.
Yeah, so Cat can have the medium one, and then
Do you want me to do it for you?
on them. Name number 2. I love all these Christmas giveaways.
Joshua Coleman.
Well done, Joshua Coleman. He entered via our Facebook, so I shall be in touch with you on Facebook.
Coleman's mustard.
I have no idea. Let us know if it is. Oh, I'll take a screenshot of you.
Thank you very
Congratulations.
much. Yeah, congrats. You've got hoodies, not hoodies, sweatshirts, some prints, there's some candy canes.
Yeah. Exciting.
And yeah.
And Lois has won an elf. An
Yeah.
elf cup.
Little elf cup. Again, you'll see in the video. But this has been really fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Are we doing it next year?
Do you know what? I wanted to go no, but then I'm like, I don't know why we wouldn't. I think next year, like you said, if people want us to kind of get involved with their businesses, then get in touch. And I do think that's a really good idea to do the little videos for people. Like at the start of December, it could be like, are you on the naughty or the nice list? Like, and then it's like, right, you better start going to bed on time because you're on the naughty list, and then we'll send an update that they're on the nice list.
Edit, if you've got some special present that you're holding over their head or whatever, just let us know and we'll be like,
Yeah, so you can use us. Kat says, whoop whoop, thank you in the chat. You're more than welcome, Carl.
You're welcome.
And thank you to Tim Fowler for donating us those wonderful prizes. He's a fantastic artist, and his exhibition is on at the Ottenborough Art Centre until January the 26th. So
please go and see it. They're beautiful paintings. If you've not seen them already, they are stunning, right?
yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
I don't know if you know about this, but ChatGPT also knows who it is. When I was writing a sort of script sort of thing for this elf video, I put in a bit about Tim Fowler, and it was like stands in front of a Tim Fowler painting of a reindeer, but it said in brackets really colourful art piece, and it was like it knows Tim Fowler's
nice.
art.
Yeah, did like a little kind of bio on him.
I know, I never ended up using it, so you won't ever get to see what I'm on about with that. But it was very cool. ChatGPT, if you didn't know, Tim knows who you are.
It knew who we were at that time as well, didn't it? Which I thought was really cool. Like it described the platform and the podcast better than we could. We're doing something right.
I'm terrible at trying to describe something. I want to give so much information, and my brain doesn't know how to filter out what's not important.
Concise.
But I hope you have a fantastic Christmas, guys. We will not be here next week, as we say. We'll be here the week after. But in the meantime, I hope you have wonderful festive seasons,
Merry
celebrations.
Christmas and happy 2025.
A happy 2025, a happy new year. And we will see you 2025. That is just like, oh my God.
It'll be the second day of 2025 when we're live on air. It's going to feel so weird.
That's Erin's birthday. Happy birthday, Erin.
Oh,
Twist
that
for the
childhood
second.
friend.
That childhood friend. Oh, it's sad to leave, but have a lovely Christmas.
Yeah, have a lovely Christmas, guys. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Oh, this is Lindsay. Some bloody elves for the last month. But this is a different human design.
This was a different podcast.
I think I said that wrong.
Good night.
Night.
Why? Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love, we inviting. You don't agree, then you're the problem that we're fighting. Open up your mind, stand up, become righteous. Why is it like this? Instead of hate, it should be love.